All right, all right, all right. See if we can get our camera working here. All right. Poosh Persia. Pooh Persia. Good morning. Internet was not working. Finally started working, so here we are. Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, let's take a look here. Kind of just came in and sat down, so we'll see. Uh, pushing below the VWAP here. Ucondo, good morning. Good morning. Might take a little stab bounce here. I'm going to take a small gap, just a little bounce here. Yeah, this is just a bounce off the VWAP kind of play right here. A little small bounce. For just a small little scalpy winner right there, bouncy off the VWAP. I meant to use 2, 3 contracts, but we just used 1. It's fine. I'd like to see price kind of continue lower here. I was this is the 5-minute chart. On the 1 minute, we already have a little displacement there. You could really go ahead and take the short. Could take a little short here if you wanted to. It would be a bit of an aggressive entry. Right there. Maybe back down. Where are the highs? Like I said, just got in here, so we don't have anything marked out. So we swept the low. We swept the low, and we swept the high. I mean, that's kind of a tough read. You really can make an argument for both directions. So we'll see. Good morning, Suzanne. Oh, you kind of wants to try along too. I don't know, Long. That was just a scalp, you kind of. Just kind of a scalper-rooney there. We are trading right into a bullish. So we got a small 1 minute gap here. I'd like to probably see us trade through this 15 minute first. You could really take the short from the 1 minute. There is displacement there. There is not. ES has no displacement here. Let's see what the ES has done. And actually, the ES has not ran the Asia highs. It has ran the lows. You just lose when London is choppy. I'm kind of looking at the ES here. So the ES has not ran the Asia highs, but it did run the lows. So me seeing that kind of got me thinking maybe we continue higher here. ES lagging a bit, but Nasdaq certainly looking a bit weaker than the ES. Maybe we kind of just trade back into this order block here on the 5 minute. I'm kind of thinking long. I am kind of thinking long here, to be honest. Just kind of sitting down here. I don't know. What are you guys thinking? ES did not run the Asia highs. Nasdaq did. Makes it very, very interesting. It's got me interested here. I don't really know. It's hard to say here. All right, I think I'm going to just take a stab long here. I think that, it looks to me like we're holding this gap. You really can make an argument for both directions here. The ES not running the Asia highs kind of leads me to believe that that's what we do next. But I really can make an argument for both directions. Jax, good morning. Yeah, the thing is, I like the London session because it's usually easier to read, but this morning, not so much, to be honest. We do have some displacement to the downside. So I don't know. I'm still iffy about it, but the ES did not run the Asia highs, leads me to believe that we push. Took trade earlier, 5 minute fair value gap. Nice. Get above 10 here. If we get above 10 here, then I'm pretty confident that we probably run the highs. Let's just see. If she continues lower here, then that would be of concern. ES pushing here, bounce right off the VWAP up to the 04s. It's pretty low volume this morning. Yeah, sometimes we do. Sometimes they're trendy, sometimes they're not. Who knows? Let's see what happens. I like to see a push above 10 here. That's what we would like to see. Let's push through the 10s here. Would be ideal. Let's take that off right there. Not quite sure which way it's going to go. Ali Kakal. How's it going? Ali Kalka. Yeah, I'm trading only in Q. Only in Q, like the Nasdaq. Me and the Nasdaq have a love-hate relationship. Mostly love. Mostly love. So what we might want to see here is see the ES run these highs, which it's pretty close to doing right now. Reason I took this off is because even though the ES is running towards the highs, like what Nasdaq's lagging, right? So what's my target? Hard to know. Hard to know, right? So I took it off right there just for a scalp. So it's kind of hard to know because any weakness in the ES once it runs those highs, which we're only a point away from, it's going to just bring us down. So it's kind of hard to know what my target should be over here on Nasdaq. So what we'd like to see is maybe the ES run these highs. Then we'll wait for some displacement to the downside here. I feel more comfortable in a short than I do a long. But certainly could go either way at this point. Could go either way. Let's see what happens. Yeah, I've had payouts. Ali Kalka. I've had payouts from Topstep, Bulenox. All right, guys. Sorry for being quiet there. Do I see a long-term edge? Yeah. I think it's fine. Looking like it wants to push through. If we get above 10 here, probably continues a little higher. But we'll see what happens. How's everybody doing this morning? Anybody taking any trades besides JX? Yeah, I think there's money to be made in the futures market for sure, Ali. For sure. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Nasdaq didn't, or ES did not quite run the highs there. Pushed up to 0475, 2 ticks away from the high, now selling down a little bit. So hard to know here. Getting some displacement here. Jamie, good morning. 4-pointer off the 5-second. Yeah, this thing's getting some displacement now. I was expecting the ES to run those highs there. It didn't quite do it. Did not quite do it, so I don't know. 5-minute does not have any displacement yet, I don't believe. Let's look. Maybe it does. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, I guess technically. Actually, we did. We did have. So didn't run the highs. Maybe we should have went with our gut. Maybe we should have taken our gut, but you know. Ali, I'm trading a lot of strategies. I like to take the silver bullet during London. It's my favorite setup during London, but I trade a lot of. I trade high frequency scalping. I do a little bit of ICT in the morning in the London session. Sometimes I look for it in New York, but the high-low New York open, I trade that in the morning. I actually will trade the London high-low. Want to see the London high-low at the open ran. That kind of gives me my directional bias in the morning. So if we run the London low, but we don't run the London high, then I'm expecting a push into the highs at open. And that's actually simplified. That's as simple as I take it. That's usually how I pick my direction in the morning. Let's see if it closed out that 15-minute or not. I think it might have. No. It's not going to close it out until it runs the lows. 93. Excuse me. Thomas, thank you for the subscription. You the man. Welcome to the methodical crew. You the man. You the man. We do stream live 5 days a week. This is why I took that long off, because I was watching the ES there, and I was like, what's my target? It's hard to pick a target. But when I came in here, I was kind of thinking short just because you had the displacement there, but we didn't take it. probably headed for the swing low here. If we get some sort of bounce back up here, maybe we'll take it. So maybe we get a pop back up into this gap here. We get a bounce back up here. We may take a quick scalp short, but we'll see. It's a tough read this morning, guys. Really tough read. You can make an argument for both directions, and when that's the case, you should probably not take anything. But maybe a short scalp here down to the 92s. I want to see it pop back up into the 0405 area, and then maybe we can take an entry on the short. Well, our stop will have to be above at the 10s. The stop will have to be at the 10s here. Let's see what happens. So we're going to push back up here. We are trading below the whole number here. If you guys ever watched, if you watched me before, you know that any push below the whole number, I don't anticipate to stick. I always like a push back up above 05s, maybe even retap this gap here again. If that happens again, maybe we participate short. We'll see. Really tough read this morning, though. I mean, it really is a tough read. I don't know what that was. Everything blinked. I think my internet just blinked again. I don't know if you guys saw that or not. Everything blinked. It blinked. This could be just kind of hard to read today. Might be one of those nights, mornings, whatever you want to call it, where you don't take a trade. Hard to read. So I don't know. We'll see what happens here. Maybe we'll take a little short here, a little higher risk. If we push back up. I don't really know what to do here, guys. I'm thinking short. Tough to short, though. Really tough read this morning. Tough read. Sorry I showed up late, guys, but No internet. Not much I can do about that. Not much we could do about that. If you guys haven't already, hit that like button for me. Subscribe if you're not yet subscribed. We do stream live 5 days a week, London and New York. London and New York. We almost missed today, though. Volume very low. We've taken a couple small little scalps. We're up $90. We might just be happy with that. We'll see. All right. See what happens here. We're getting a little pop back above here. We might look for another scalp here. All right, I don't want to take the short on a green candle here since I'm uncertain, so we're going to see what happens. I was expecting more of a push up here. More of a push up. I don't know what's going on there. 5 minute there. All right, we'll take one here. I'll take one off of the swing. Like I said, this really could not. It might not take the swing here. We'll see. Let's just see if we can take out this swing. We might size into this a little bit, but it's a little bit of a higher risk trade. I'm not 100% confident in it, to be honest. Not 100% confident in it. So we'll see what happens here. We'll see what happens. I'll take one more here. Going to add one more in here. All right, see if we get a little push down here. This should give us close to $300 in profit, $275, something like that. If we're able to, if it's able to work out, I believe. So I don't know. Let's see what happens. This is the idea. Holding up here at the whole number. Like I said, we could push up a little higher here, but if we do, I'll add another. We shall add another if we do. So let's kind of see what happens here. Like I said, if we push up deeper into this gap, I'll probably add another contract. Thinking we take out this swing here, but we don't have to be honest. Looks pretty decent though for it to kind of move down. We'll just kind of see what happens. That's all we can do. Everybody asleep this morning? Everybody zonked out? I don't blame you if you are. Want to see this take out this swing low. JX short 2 off the bearish fair value gap. Oh, me too. I could have got a little better entry, but I kind of wanted to wait for a little confirmation that it was going to kind of reject. JX says he wishes he was asleep. ES still holding up actually at the VWAP there. That's kind of the problem right now. ES holding up at the VWAP. Yeah, it's a pretty good entry. I like it. Mine could have been a little better there, but I'm thinking now. I think now we probably. I think we at least take out that swing that we just created. I mean, we probably go lower. I'm just being kind of conservative, taking the low-hanging fruit here if we can get it. Don't want to be too greedy. Don't want to be too greedy. Not too greedy here. Could still really go either way. Small, I mean, we are risking a little bit here, but not much, to be honest. It's fine. Pushing back up deeper into the gap here. It's probably going to add here. Yesterday push should ideally be corrected. It's also getting into decreased volume times. Yeah. I'm going to add here. The temptation to make a millions. Like I said, price may revisit this gap here. We'll see. And it could just push. This could just be a push higher, right? ES has never ran the Asia highs. I don't love that, but ES also holding up above the VWAP. No, this is an eval JX. Whenever I trade London, it's always an eval. His information's in the Discord, Jack, so if you want to look at it. What did he say? Bulls front run FOMC though, which creates risk. Bulls want a front run FOMC. Yeah, he has pushed all the way up into the 4,700, so I guess he's thinking a pullback. We shall see what happens. Don't love the pushback up, but see if it holds this level again. Not looking good, though. Not looking good. Well, this is pretty much paper trading too there, JX, right? It's just an eval. Risking $400 or so, 10 handles, 3 contracts. I guess what is that? Maybe 600. No, what is that? 246. Like I said, I don't know. I may want to move this up a little bit. I think if the ES runs those highs, if the ES runs the highs, then I would expect it to turn back down. 3 ticks from the highs earlier. So one tick from the high here on the ES. Let's see if the ES runs these highs and turn back down here. Probably not enough for tips. Yeah. All right, ES ran the high there. Let's see if it turns back down now. The ES starts to turn back down and probably give us what we need to make this swing. Yeah, ES ran the high. That's the only thing right there, that I was concerned with is the ES running the highs there, but now I expect the ES to turn back down, and that could give us what we need. Oh, you're done until New York, JX. Where'd you have your stop at? I mean, I think 610 was kind of where my stop was, but I moved it. I'm thinking since the ES ran the highs now it trades back to the VWAP and probably gives us what we need here. Well, if we get above 10 here, I'll definitely take it off. It's kind of my mental stop right now. I might take a couple of little scalps here on the way back down, possibly. And just kind of take, like I said, a little, if it continues to pull back here. So I'm going to take a couple of scalps here. Like I said, if it gets back above 10, we take it off. So watching my P&L here now. We get up a couple $100 on this pushback down, and we're going to take it off. Want to continue this expansion down. Watching the ES here. If the ES approaches the VWAP first, then we're going to kill it. Let's try to take one here if we can get a little push down. ES coming up on the VWAP here. Like I said, watching my P&L here. We're at $200, so I'm going to take it off. $200, so we're going to take it off. There we go. Had to kind of manage that a little differently there. Like I said, I really expected the ES to run those Asia highs before we started this sell-off. You can call it FOMO. You can call it whatever you want to call it. We FOMO'd into the entry here, knowing the ES did not run the highs. And then the ES ran the highs. So as long as we held below the 10, I moved my stop because I didn't want to get ticked out and then have this do just what it did. So as long as we held below the 10s there, I felt okay about it. So thanks, JX. Like I said, not a great trade there. I mean, we averaged in right here with a couple of 6 ticks to take our average up a little bit. And then that way we just had to get back to our entries here. So we lost on these, right? We lost on two of these. But ES bouncing off the VWAP there now. Technically on the 3-minute, this is a market structure shift back to the upside now. Even on the 1-minute here too. That's a shift back to the upside. We traded back down into this gap. This thing could just put in a higher low here and continue higher. Certainly possible. But if the ES gets below the VWAP here, then we probably take out this swing, and then we take out this swing. I just didn't want to battle the ES at the VWAP. It's been holding it since open at London, working below it now. But I didn't want to battle that VWAP again there on the ES. So possible bounces right in here with the ES being at the VWAP. Looks like the Nasdaq wants to drag it below there, but has not done it yet. All right, pushing back down here. I'm just curious to see if it runs the 94s and 93s. I'm sure it will. Pretty sure it will. I mean, obviously, that would be kind of your ultimate target there. But it's got to get below this swing low here. If it puts in a higher low here, then boop. All right, we'll see what happens. See if the ES or the Nasdaq puts in a higher low here. It's going to be a bullish look if it does. So if it moves back above this swing here, then we certainly probably going to head for the highs right there. So you want to see it reject in this gap if it's going to continue lower. You got a small imbalance here, so maybe push up here and then move back below. But this is what I did not want to fight, right? Didn't want to fight this. ES back above the VWAP. So I didn't want to fight that. So I want to take my profits in a logical area. And that's why I averaged in right there with the 6 ticks a little bit. If I don't average in here, then I expect this is probably break-even trade or small loser. So if we pierce this swing high here, get back above 09s, get back above the 10s, then this is probably going to continue higher. But if it rejects this gap, then I think we see these lows. I expect us to at least clear this imbalance at the 06s. Zubier, that's a buy to sweep. Nice resistance upwards. I just think, watching though, what's your opinion? Yeah, that's what I think. I'm thinking it just swept the buy side. So if we look at the ES chart, right, the Asia highs, let's make this just bigger. The Asia high was here, so that's what I was expecting when I first sat down. And I looked, I wanted to see us take the Asia high on the ES before I entered short. You can see here we pushed up just 3 ticks away from it, and we didn't take it. So I took the short when the ES broke the VWAP here. And what happened? Pushed back up, took the highs anyway, and now traded right back into the VWAP. So you want to see the ES kind of break that VWAP there. As long as this holds that VWAP, which it's been doing all morning. It's been like an ice wall since we opened. As long as it holds that VWAP, tough to know what direction this is going to go. You can make an argument for both sides here. And when you can make an argument for both sides, makes it harder to trade. Now, my intuition is, my thoughts are, I think we take this swing. I think we take these 2 swings. So, I think the ES trades back to 4,700. That's my initial thoughts, but could go either way. Could go either way. If you guys haven't checked out Tom Sabo's channel, he streams the New York every day, or the London every day, guys. Check out his channel. He's trying to work his way into 500 subscribers over there. He does trade ICT concepts. I don't know if a few of you came over from his channel or not, but give Tom a good old follow, a subscribe, if you will. Like I said, he trades the ICT concepts every day. I occasionally miss a London session. Occasionally. We almost missed the day, but it wasn't my fault. I got up at 2:45 and the internet was off, which happens sometimes. So we kind of got getting a bearish reaction to this area here. So if we trade back below this swing, even this swing, then I kind of expect it to take the 92. Not a huge spread here. Tom Sabo, Aaron. I'm watching him right here. Tom Sabo. Can we I was going to see there. What am I doing here? Let's try to post his link. Is that? Hey, Zubir. Thank you for the subscription. You the man. You the man. Welcome to the Methodical Crew. So like I said, we break this swing low, then almost certainly we're going to clear out these. Interesting that we didn't clear out this little imbalance here. Let me check the 3 minute. It's not on the 3 minute, so. So we did have a market structure shift back to the upside on the 1 minute, 3 minute. I don't know about the 5 minute. Did we have a shift on the 5 minute? And I didn't really expect that to be respected. Yeah, we did on the 5 minute. I don't know what's going on here with this chart. This thing is funky. So you can see we structure shift on the 5 minute as well, but no real PD arrays in here. Holding up the midsection of this order block here for now, but let's see if it trades through there. Let's kind of see what happens here. Like I say, I want to see this kind of break below that whole number there. Want to see it break below that whole number there. So we push below this swing low here at the 99s, 98s. Then thinking we maybe see the 92s there, but we shall see here what happens. We shall see. If you guys are new here, if you haven't already, hit that like button for me. If you're not yet subscribed, please subscribe. Helps the channel. We do appreciate it. We got all the links down below if you guys are interested in trading futures. Topstep, APEX, Bulenox, 72% off APEX, or Bulenox, 71% off APEX, 60% off Topstep. If you guys are going to reset or sign up for any Topstep accounts, please use the link down below. That helps the channel, and we do appreciate it. ES moving below the VWAP now. This is looking good for a move down. You want the ES to break, get down to 4,700s here. We do have the link to Discord in the description as well. That is $10 a month if you guys are interested in joining. It's completely up to you. That's my spiel. So you want to see the ES stay below 47.03 here. If it pushes back above, then maybe we don't love it. Well, a little bullish volume popping in here. What time is it? 4:15. So we'll kind of see what happens here. Like I said, Nasdaq still looking. I mean, if you're looking, we are, low, higher, low, higher, low, higher, low. So far, if that holds, we could just continue higher. We could just continue higher there. But my lean is down in the short term here. The lean is down. So ES pushed up to 47.03 there, pulling back one tick, 47.0275. You want to see the ES trade down to 4,700. That's kind of the opening price. Yesterday's opening price there. Actually, it's the lows actually as well, 4,700. So you want to see it sweep the low there. Probably takes Nasdaq a little deeper if ES does make it to 4,700. We might trade down to the 80, something like that. But kind of hard to tell, really. If you're just joining us, you can see our entries right there. A couple of small scalps long here, little bounces off the VWAP, the ES off the VWAP here. And then I entered a short here. I averaged in. I took one short entry here, one here, averaged in to 3 contracts. ES started pushing up towards the Asia highs. Realized that the ES was going to probably run the Asia highs before it sold back down. Took 3 6-tick adds right here, just 6 ticks to bring my average up. And then I took it off complete position once the ES approached the VWAP again. I didn't want to fight. You know, my instincts say it's going lower. It's going to go here. but I didn't want to fight for my profits. So I took the $215 and got out. So let's kind of see what happens here. Sometimes London has a really easy read, right? And this morning, really, you could have made an argument for both directions. Once I realized the ES did not run the Asia highs, I wanted that to happen before I took the short. Clearly, if we would have waited for ES to run the Asia highs, this still would have been our short entry in the same gap that we had marked out. Still would have been the same entry. But we would not have, we would have had a much better position, right? Because we've been short from 06, and then it pushed down to 98, which is not a great deal of points, but we probably would still be in it if we had a better average on the entry there. And we might be up $400 or $500 instead of just $200, right? So I was trying to wait and see what happened here, but not much going on. Much is going on. I do trade live 5 days a week, London and New York, 3 a.m. Eastern for the London, 9:15 a.m. Eastern for New York. If you guys want to drop in for the New York, we appreciate it. We are trading 26 funded accounts, 25 or 26, I can't remember exactly. And we're still working on 7 other evals. So we'll see how those kind of go. Let me see where I'm at on those evals. Yeah, it's still around $800 away, I guess. $750 on that one. So somewhere around there, $700-800 away from getting those evals passed. Pretty close. All right, let's see if the ES rejects the VWAP here once more, and we continue down. It's testing the VWAP again, 47.03. It's like pulling teeth in London, right? We're over here like, we need the ES to sweep the lows, and it's literally got to go from 47.03 to 4,700. 3 points. We need it to sweep the lows. Sweep the leg. But yeah. Nick Jones, you was thinking about signing up for Adam Mancini's newsletter, but I would like to support you as well. Did you say you posted in Discord? Yep. You could just sign up for the Discord, Nick. We post it in there every day. Right there. You can see there's the Discord. The letter's posted in there every day. Probably not fair to Mancini, but I don't feel bad about it. But yeah, I post it in here every single day. Usually I post it like as soon as he sends it out, but yesterday I was a little slow. I love Mancini's information. I mean, the free information's well worth it. Well worth it. I mean, he has great levels on the ES there. I use those levels every single day. It keeps me from having to I don't have to look at the ES and decide what needs to happen. I can literally just take his zones, mark them out, and you can trade level to level on his zones and make a lot of money. Now, I haven't been doing that as far as taking the trades on the ES. I tried, but I found it was hard for me to watch both Nasdaq and ES there together. Per Persian, my gut instinct says we go down, at least to the 92s, but such a tough call. ES has been glued to the VWAP all morning. So, hard to know. Sweep the leg. That's right, Nick. Got to sweep the leg. For those of you who are old enough to to know what that is. So, yeah, ES popping back above the VWAP here. That's what I'm saying. It's so difficult to tell this morning what way price is going. I feel fortunate to be green, to be honest with you. This is kind of that seek and destroy type stuff. Turtle soup. I don't know. Whatever you want to call it. I like the faster moving NQ. I don't have the patience for the ES, Nick. I used to, when I first started trading futures, I traded the ES, and I thought, man, you got to be crazy to trade the Nasdaq. You got to be on crack or something. And I did not trade the Nasdaq at all. I thought people who trade the Nasdaq were nuts. But then, after I got a little more experience, I jumped over to the Nasdaq, and I was like, you mean my trade can be literally 5 seconds? And I was like, I love it. So I've been stuck on it ever since. Probably seen the film 10 times. I've probably seen it more than that. More than that. I was watching that show on Netflix that they came out with too. What is it? Cobra Kai. Came out with on Netflix there. Little mini series. Or I guess not a mini series, it is a series. With them on there as old men. It's interesting. And this is what I was talking about, Pope Persia right here. It's hard to say, right? As long as we keep putting in these higher lows, this thing could just go higher. Really got to break one of these swings in order to go lower. ES has to sell below the VWAP there. ES really looking a little bit stronger than the Nasdaq this morning. Yeah. I think I watched season 1. Some of season 2. I have a hard time sticking with shows kind of like that, the spinoff stuff. All right, well, I think I'm going to go ahead and call it a morning. I started a little late, but I stayed on a little later. If you guys haven't already hit that like button, subscribe. If you're not yet subscribed, jump over to Tom's channel. He's still streaming right now. Let him know that Methodical Man sent you guys over there. Give him a subscribe if you don't mind. Help the guy out. He's trying to push in to 1,000 subscribers so he can start making some money. And give the guy a like and a follow. Jump over there and give him a watch if you got nothing else to do. I do appreciate it. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll be live for New York, 9:15 a.m. Eastern. Join us then.